Okay, Keith here from Beat the Casino. Let's take a look at Action Mike's card here from last night, 8/15, 2026 at Commerce Casino. Playing +1 and follow the shoe, and try to get an understanding of how some of this stuff works and some of the things I've been talking about with bias. And you need, multiple ways to approach a game. So it was 8/15, so it's last night. He began with 500. Now, again, if you're playing +1, that isn't the bankroll. That's just what the initial buy-in was. You're going to need a lot more than 500 if you're playing 10 and 25 or $5 units at +1. But that's just for the buy-in. He ended with 2,500 playing the +1, which is a net profit of about 2,000. So it was a good night on him. This is 80 hands that he played, and we'll talk through every one of them, and I think you'll get a good understanding of how we advocate to play and how you should be thinking in a shoe, and how you'll see at the end that the best thing to do is look for a bias. But we have hundreds of shoes like this from Commerce and all over, so you can only do one at a time. So I picked this one since he sent it to me. It was a good one, and I thought I'd talk through it. And again, it's last night at Commerce. Now, so the first bet here shows a dollar amount. His first bet was $10. Now, everybody's going to say, well, it's $25 at Commerce. It is, but you can play side by side. So he's just starting off. This is probably an over-the-shoulder bet. He lost the first bet. He bet it on banker. This is the table it was at. The shoe, step 1 in the threes strategy. So this means it was the first bet of the threes strategy, and he lost that, so he's -10. Here, the second bet, he won $5. He bet 15 and won it, and that was the second bet of the three strategy. You can see it says he bet it in the shoe on hand 30 and then hand 31. Okay, so now he's up $5 at that point. The next bet was a $15 bet. He won 10, and I'm not sure what he's actually saying there. I think it's TBL. Yeah, it's time before last. He waited a hand or two on the same shoe and bet time before last at hand 33, and he won that bet. Looks like he won that bet, okay? So time before last is certainly a great way to play the game. And if you see a bias with time before last, it'll pay off for you. Again, he bet time before last again on the 35th hand, what he thought was a good bet, and we lost that bet. Again, he waited a couple more hands, tried another time before last bet, lost that one. Okay, going a little bit further, let's see. Looks like a different table. He thought he saw an S40 bet, or strong side bet, and it looks like he won that, 20. Another strong side bet at hand 45, and he won that. And another strong side bet, he won that. Then we skipped tables again. We went to a time before last bet $32 on that, and we won that. Okay. So we're at about hand 9 now. Keep going. Still thinking he sees a strong side at a different table. Bet 15 at that. Missed that one. Another strong side bet. Lost that one. And of course, he gave it, I think, let's see, hand 54. I guess that's hand 50. Yeah, hand 50, 56. So he gave it 3 tries at a strong side. Probably saw a strong side, walked right into a 2 in a row, and then it switched back over on the strong side. And he hit that as the third step. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. Bet a negative progression of what he thought was a strong side, and he hit the third one. So it was plus $20 win on that. Again, now the thing is this is the win, this is the bet. So it looks like 70. Well, I know he didn't bet 73. I'm not sure. Oh, I'm misreading the numbers there. So it looks like it might be 75 or something of that nature, and 120. I have to ask him actually what it was. Unless he tops it with a few dollars because he's betting banker. That could be it too. Okay, the next hand was a threes bet. It was the second step of it. I'm not sure where the first step of it was. Perhaps he didn't bet the first step, just saw a 3 in a row that went opposite, that had a 2 in a row opposite, and then bet opposite that. So he's betting that the next one is not going to be an attached 3. Okay, looks like threes. Looks like we lost that one. Then another time before last bet, he hit that one. I believe this is time before last bet again. Lost that one and hit that one. Another TBL bet that he thought was pretty good. Looks like we hit that one. TBL, lost that, lost a strong side bet, and lost another strong side bet. So in the first 20 bets that he made, now again, this is different tables, different shoes. Mike is actually playing situational Baccarat that we talked about at the seminar, that we talk about in the forum quite a bit, using all sorts of approaches and strategies, digging and looking for a bias. Now, he didn't do too bad in the first 20, but pretty much level set, played at -2, won 9, and lost 11. Okay, so no big deal there yet. So now let's take a look at his next quadrant of hands here. Hand 21 to hand 40, okay? Did a little bit better there. He won 15 and lost 5. So again, he started off at, I think the second column that is his table. Marks the table. And that's a table number, I believe, at Commerce. But anyway, the strong side bet, he bet it. It won 39, then won 35, then won 35. So a strong side bet, then a threes bet, which was the first step of a threes bet. So once you win the first one, you're done. Then he saw another strong side bet and jumped on that, won that. Hand 8 here and hand 9, he thought the strong side would continue, obviously, in the second table. Lost the second one there, unfortunately. Went again on the same table, hand 8, hand 9, hand 10, hit it on the strong side. So 2 out of 3 out of that sequence of strong side bets. Looks like he jumped tables then, or either stayed at the same table. Maybe an S40 bet. Same again here, S40 bet, a negative progression, 2 and 3. Perhaps that was a negative progression, or maybe he's indicating something else here that I'm misreading. Okay, so then we go to a bet of that he won on player. I'm not sure what TBL or S40. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's an S40 bet that he won. Then an MDB bet, which we don't bet too often. The second step of an MDB bet, which we bet, which is $1 million Baccarat bets. They bet against consecutive things happening in consecutive order. Something to see in the something good to have in your arsenal of tricks, I guess you should say. So you can read about them at Beat the Casino. Again, time before last bet, we lost that one. On the second step, though, he won it. So when you see a 2 lost and a 3 blue, he won that in a TBL. And you can see here, pretty close to the same hands. Here it was hand 18. He waited a couple hands, then tried the TBL bet again, and he hit that. So some more TBL bets. This one he won. Here's a 3 strategy bet that he won. Here's a TBL that he won. Here's a 3 strategy bet that he won. And here's an S40 bet that he won. So out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hands there, looks like he won 6 of them. And then actually only lost 1 more for 4 more. So again, an S40 bet. Again, this is situational Baccarat, looking for specific spots amongst all the tables. Time before last. Looks like he lost that one. Then he hit the last 3 of his 40 column for a total win rate of 15 and a loss rate of 5. Looks like he indicated he may have missed a dragon somewhere in there, or minus 235 on dragon, but then looks like he covered a couple bets on dragon and hit it for 290. So A little profit on the dragons there too, but a much better percentage on the second set of 20 for Action Mike there at Commerce. Okay, let's take a look at the third set of 20 hands. And again, this is all sorts of tables. It's not just one tables. Here he didn't fare too well, winning only 7 out of 13. It looks like the threes bet actually didn't do him, just missed some opportunities with the threes bet, or made some bad decisions on the threes bet. Perhaps the game wasn't choppy enough or reacted too quickly with those. They usually do a little bit better. But on the threes bet, I thought I looked at this here. Looks like he lost 5 and only won 1 of them. So, you know, that's not a good percentage for the threes bet. Now, whether or not he continued with the progression, I think he only did it up to 2 and then dropped off of it. So the threes bet didn't fare real well in that set of 20. I'm not sure what this one was, what the justification was on that. But anyway, we lost it. You can see it was a rather big bet too, 158. So S40 then, system 40, bet opposites. And then on the run, looks like he hit that. And his win was 22, etc., etc. Couple strong side bets, win, loss, win, loss. Time before last, not sure what that is. Threes bets and time before last. In that set of 20, you know, it looks like he won 7, lost 13. For you know, kind of a not a dismal showing, but not anything to talk home about. Lost a couple good bets there at the end. Okay, so the last column of 40 with Action Mike here, and again, this is something I always talk about. Is once you find the bias, you know, you're gonna do a lot better. You know, he didn't do too bad here. He still made a couple bucks over that, but then in the last 40. You know, obviously here at the end you can see he picked up a time before last bias or a zigzag pattern. Notice all these hands are pretty consecutive. 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. Just waiting for time before last and then betting them. And then, of course, the last one is TBL again. At hand, looks like 55 at a different shoe. You know, probably what the trigger was for this is he saw the bias in the statistics, as I talk about in many of the videos before that, walked up to this game and pretty much, you know, had a big hands-won ratio, 16-4. Most of them were time before last bets, okay? Couple 3 bets. The stats, I think OTB4L, he lost 2 of them. I think that's what this one and maybe one of the other one was. I think he was indicating an OTB4L bet there. Time before last looks like it's 13-3. Threes looks like he won 2 and lost 1. And strong side, he won 1 bet. So 16 wins, pardon me, 4 losses out of 20 hands. Pretty good. Again, obvious bias here. Bet right into it. So all in all, a really good set of 80 hands, bought in for 500, ended with 2,500, a win-loss of 2,000. So that's how we play situational Baccarat. Again, maybe a little refinement in play would help Action Mike there a little bit. I'm sure he probably would like to take some of these bets back up here. But when he's on the bias, he really came back. And, you know, again, that's what you want to look for. Whether this is a random bias or whether it happened because of the hit rules or some other reason, doesn't matter. If it's going up and it continues and you get on it, you still win. So anyway, I hope you find this interesting. You know, if you want to read more about it, come on over to Beat the Casino. I hope you enjoyed this a little bit and got something out of it. Talk to you again soon. This is Keith from Beat the Casino. Thanks a lot for watching.